Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Axel and Pixel. It's a new day, so maybe I have forgotten a lot of the frustrations. Before we hop in though, I want to look at the credits and just quickly show the number of people that actually worked on this. It's 2 people in production, 1 team leader in design, 1 programmer, 1 animator, and graphics designs, and then 2 graphics people, and then 1 music person and 1 sounds person. So you're talking a team of about 5 in total, and then there's some support teams. There's a photographer. All of these names look foreign. Novacek and all of this seems to be the Eastern Bloc style of names, so somewhere in Eastern Europe, Russia type place. If I was to guess. And then 2K Publishing made it, and then 2K Publishing gets a ridiculous amount of extra names listed there, considering they really just published the game. In a weird way, I guess they QA'd the game too, so then I guess I have to blame 2K for letting the game get released in such a bad shape. Look at just how many people worked for 2K versus the people that actually made the game. I would really look at this list. This is kind of a good example of what can go wrong. I also checked out the minigames, but we'll look at that later. And, this might actually save the day. Wait a minute. I didn't click to continue. So I have 19 of the 24 unlocks. I have 444 and 3 hints in this section. But if let's see, how is this gonna work? I can just go back. Interesting. It's not a great system, and certainly not like a traditional point-and-click adventure setup, but it does seem like I could just replay the story mode here and get all the bones that I'm missing. And if I found that I was missing something else, I could go all the way back to the beginning of the game. Interesting. Now it's weird how you're moving forward and backward because I'm just clicking on this section, and I guess we can see that there's a few more scenes for us to do, but not very many. Oh, I can view my score. So, your time gets added up. And let's see. The Steam says I've been going for about 3 hours, so 60 times 2 would be 120, times 4 would be 240, times 8 would be about that. But a little less, a little more than that. So seems like 1 point is 1/8 of a minute or something close to that, if my math is right, which probably isn't. But each sketch you get is 500. Each paint color you get is 500. Each bone you get is 500. And then 19 times 1,000 might be the areas we've unlocked, if I was to guess. So we're on, yeah, it's the chapters we've unlocked. So by default, you're gonna get 24,000 points. So this will add another 6,000 points to get me to 32. The achievement wanted me to get to 42. So I would need another 10,000 points, and that's not really gonna happen. It doesn't seem. Let's continue. Now, so it just starts you at the beginning of there. So if you'd made any progress, that would be lost. But that's really not too bad. The way they've kind of done a make good now that I exited the game and saw all that, but this is weird. There may not actually be anything in this screen to click on or interact with. I just see the magic wand, and we've got all these people, but there's like nothing else to interact with at all. 24, this guy's drinking oil. So I just have to go grab this, I suppose. And either this is gonna cause a sequence of events, or this is weird because there's nothing here. And so we had a similar problem before, where there was like one small thing that you needed to click on. This matches. Are we gonna start the entire lake on fire? Well, guess I am gonna just start the lake on fire. Well, seriously, I thought we were gonna burn the whole thing down. Let's go and start that on fire. Now the dog is gonna go up here and get this wrench. Seriously? So, even though my frustration here, I mean, I know exactly. Oh, so I didn't. That wasn't part of it. My dog. And then he comes and brings me the wrench. So yeah, it's just right back to the same position we were in before, though, where we're clicking on things and I have no real clue what's gonna happen at all. So now I'm gonna probably use the wrench and release this oil rig. And so now it's no longer pumping. Good to know. And is he doing something else? Oh, it stopped pumping oil in the water. So can now he just go get the wand? So again, I just don't see what I'm supposed to do. I'm making this plant grow. Okay. The surrealness of this hurts the game so badly. And I would love to see somebody try to take surreal on as an art style in a video game. Like, I love Salvador Dali, and he was the creator and the only person who I would attribute to true surrealism. But the only way his art style would have worked in a video game is if you played as a character and that character was a normal person with normal expectations in a surreal world, and thus the reaction of the character playing is the same as the reaction as the player playing. Otherwise, it's just going to be insanity. But still, you need explanation and talk and logic, and that's just not what we're seeing here at all. Instead, the artist seems to be so well suited and accepting of this world that he clicks on something and he knows, the character knows what he's doing, but I have no idea what he's doing. So even though I'm directing him, am I really directing him? I guess I'm not. Use the cursor to move the fan and the left mouse button or space below the wind in the sail to avoid wind things. Alright. Alright, this is not gonna work at all. I don't know how to do this. Oh my goodness, what is this? Alright. So I want to push him upward. And to get this bone. And now I've got to push him way down to let him get past these points. And you can't play this one at all with the keyboard. It's just not gonna work. And see, I'm not sure how close I am to any of this. Now, this is kind of slow, so I will grant that. Right. That you probably could get all the bones easier on this than the hot air balloon puzzle. But this is just such a mess, and the fact that it has no controller support is a mess. And look how close I have to come to this. I have to get to that. So the fact that you can replay these levels helps quite a bit. Can I go in this part? Nope. And let's see, is that a checkpoint or missed that bone? So that's one bone missed. And do I even want to play again? I mean, in theory, yes, I want to play again. But in practicality, I mean, it's pretty close to no. I would prefer just to say no and see if it skips the section. So yeah, I just don't know how long this level really is, but they seem like they're incredibly long sequences with this terrible controls. You can just see the game screams they were over development time with these sections, and incredibly over ambitious with these sections. Just should not have happened at all. Like, at the beginning, if they were going to make a 2D adventure game with puzzles, then the adventuring needs a lot more ability to it needs a lot more jumping, running, moving around environments. All of those elements are part of adventure games, and they're missing from this. So they were undoubtedly making a point-and-click adventure to begin with. Then the question becomes, why is this point-and-click adventure not finished? Why is there literally no element of this game that's properly done? I'm gonna go a little high here. Oh, almost dead. The reflections of the rocks here look really nice, but it's really, really bad. Now, ironically, I got all the bones there. And so now there's an argument to be made to go back and play the game some more and try some more. See, I've got to get everything set back up now though, because I moved the keyboard and in front of me, and I didn't even use the keyboard after all. Help me, dog. And see, when you click two things, they happen at the same time, it seems. Well, that seems like they don't happen at all sometimes. Like, here we have the main character, frozen. And this guy, like, he's just stuck there. So we had a small section where the dog was, in trouble, and now we have a small section that the human is in trouble. I think that's kind of funny. Are we just gonna constantly add more penguins? And let's see, we're supposed to, I think, start a fire. A lot of things are just happening. What did I just do? Why is it rewarding me for that? I have 14 bones now. And see, the game is... So I'm supposed to probably tie this dog to the sled, if I was to guess. Is there anything we can do with the tree? And see now, attempt number 3, and all of a sudden, it succeeds. Did I get the rope from over there and not even notice? Man. So, will you now do something? So we can get a fish, but unless I'm supposed to get a fish and then click on this guy, I don't know. So the dog will come over there. And so he's gonna eat the fish. And so now this dog is gonna pull the sled instead of that dog. So we got a little jingle bells going on here. And what do I do now? Push him in the sled too, and wow. So I don't even thaw him out of this section. Is the dog really gonna play the remaining of the game? Alright, so this is probably a quick time event, I would bet. I bet I have to get one of these guys. See, the dog just moved. Is there something here? It's a bone. So I'm now at 15 bones. I imagine there's 5 I missed in the puzzle before. But see, I really want to get this paint, and I have this feeling I'm not going to get the paint. But that being said, I really don't have anything else I can click on. And see, we're just right back to that issue. So let's see what happens here. Hey, we did get the paint. Nice. And see, we're in a weird position because we may very well finish the game and then have just a little bit of extra work to do. So we killed this guy, and then we can use him to plug up the hole. So we got these little goblins chewing on crystals. That's an interesting concept. What's the stick? So I'm clicking on dials, but I don't know what they're doing. Let's see. Is this dial filled up or is it right at 0? And I can't click on them again, so that's interesting. And I can't do that again, so I suspect I'm succeeding in doing whatever I'm supposed to do. And all I can think right now is that he is like telekinetically causing all of these events to happen. That it really is just him mentally moving things. So that valve boils and that valve boils, and then that goes over here, and then that washes that off. And what's in there? What was the point of all of that? Like literally, what was the point of all that? Why did I need to do all those things? Everything I just clicked on. What did it do? There's like a key over here. But there's nothing here. This is just laughable in its obscureness. Well, like I was saying, surrealism just doesn't work. I would love to see people try, definitely, but it's just not gonna happen. Let's push this guy maybe now. He'll fall in there and melt. Like, so I'm like one step closer. Will this steam him free? Okay. In a lot of ways, I guess the only game I've played, because I didn't play the original, that was as crazy and surreal as this is when you start getting into some of the horror games like Alice Madness Returns and Condemned Criminal Origins at times got crazy. And there are sequences in some games certainly where you start hallucinating or something, but like I've never seen anything that was obscure about it. There were established rules. There were ideas. We knew what we were going for and how we were going to get to it. This is interesting because we're near the end of the game. Very, very close. And there's one sketch that almost certainly we missed, and one paint thing that we almost certainly missed. And there's 2 more chapters. And right here, I don't think I'm gonna find anything more. And there's 5 more bones, and I am almost certain that all those bones are in that one mini game. So maybe if I did grind out the mini game, I could get everything done that I want to get done. I suppose we might as well go forward just in case. Just in case, so the game saves, but I don't think we're gonna do anything more. I was thinking that maybe each season would get longer and longer, and that's definitely not the case. I was thinking a lot of things about this game when I first started, and boy, did it surprise me in a bad way. Just not what I expected at all. I wanted a simple point and click adventure game. Instead, it's throwing in all these mini games. There is no point and click actually in this game. It's more like a hidden object game where you're just finding objects that get used automatically. Is this really an adventure? I suppose technically, but not since it's a dream, and since you know it's a dream at the beginning, it's no real stakes. And since there's no clue as far as what you're supposed to even accomplish from scene to scene, it doesn't help either. I don't even really remember why we're chasing the rat. Something to do with he's got a key that's somehow going to allow us to wake up. I mean, that's not even really explained. Where does this key go to? What door does it unlock? What lock does it unlock? I have no clue. I really, really have no clue. And then we look at the achievements here, and kind of with some grinding, I think I could, if I ground out the minigames, I could probably get all of these Achievements done. Oddly enough, I'm not sure I care enough, though. I'm pretty sure I don't care enough. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.